Oh, great! A little Tony Kart update. I'm not going to get away with bolting on stock standard parts without having to do some fabricating on this go-kart. I've been putting things together and finding like the bearing cassettes wouldn't line up. The span on the threaded holes where you mount them up were wrong. Come to find out, this being the Neos chassis, they developed it in 2017. The first year of production was 18, and that's what the Italians told me this one is. It ran from 18 to 21, or I think, or 22. And so there's two different sets of cassettes. These are the ones that Tiffin Willard, I guess, he found the website or the YouTube channel. Probably from I posted the track day thing, the update. He probably saw it. But, he's telling me you need 235 millimeter tie rods. Well, I bought these. These aren't kid cart or cadet cart spindles. I think these are tag cart spindles, or they're at least senior cart spindles for sure. I bought these on purpose because I intend to make 3 different sets of tie rods for this. The middle tie rod set will work here. Why? So we're going to be. This kid's going to do a lot of testing, just like I do, with the track day stuff. We can rent Fremont where he's going to race. I think it was $50 a day. $50 or $60, $65. Peanuts, man. And if I want to ask the Brashers to come over and play with us, I want to take my little. This is going to be an 80cc shifter that I'm going to chase my nephew around with. I know what you're saying. You can't, Robert. You can't have, all these personal go-karts. You're right. The wife is going to crap her pants. But before this gets too out of hand, we're going to try different diameter steering wheels. We did this with his DR cart as well. We tried a bunch of different things, all the different settings on spindle and pitman arms on a steering shaft. We tried different diameter steering wheels. We moved the wheels all in and out. We tried them on hubs even out further. Long hubs way out, spindle mount way in, not just in and out with spacers, but you can go even further. We've got spindle mount wheels up there. We've got all kinds of different length hubs that we're going to try. All kinds of different stuff. And it isn't about him, Braden, being fast as a cadet. I'm not a go-kart shop guy trying to sell my nephew fast, trying to sell him speed like a guy like Tiffin would be. He's not a go-kart shop either. He doesn't have a shop, so to speak. He seems to be using Facebook as an online store, but like Stewart Racing and a bunch of places that are from that area, Mooresville, and from around Charlotte, where that track house place is at. They're catering to their customer. Their customer is the guy that races there, So he doesn't understand why I build go-karts. That's what I do. It's what I've done my whole life, right? So, again, the problem we're having is you can see here the bracket that bolts to the caliper has to have little spacers between it and here where it bolts on, right? To get it away from just enough to get it away from the bearing hanger, right? Because this won't sit, right on the cassette and past the hanger. So you got to do some motorcycle companies call those a standoff. I call them spacers, man. It's just a bush spacer or whatever. You're bushing something out. Plumbers, I suppose, would call it a bushing. The problem we've got, and we've had nothing but issues with this, and I think it's because I bought the brake, the hose, and the master cylinder, all been torn apart and rebuilt, from the guy that sold me the chassis, And at least Tiffin is an educated guy that knows about Tony Kart. He knows the product. He knows the product line. He knows what parts go to what carts. And although he sent me some bearing cassettes that weren't right, it was a 50-50 shot. There's two different kinds. In hindsight, I should have took a lot of pictures, sent, emailed him or text messaged him or messaged him through Facebook with photographs, measurements, so he could do this on his end. But see, the deal was, he said, get your list together, and if we can get this done before the end of the year, I'm not going to tell you the deal he gave me, but he gave me a great deal, a huge chunk off retail, to get it done before the end of the year so he wouldn't have to do inventory on all these parts. So in that bag of parts, we got a couple of things that really we couldn't use, so we had to send back. I couldn't use the bearing cassettes, and what else did I want? Oh, I wanted to send back the sprocket hub that I got from him. I think it's over here in a box. No, it's not in the box. Sprocket hub here somewhere. We can't use it because, as you can see, the sprocket hub would literally hit the chassis, and you'd never. I mean, look at that, folks. This is my fist. What is that? About, most say it's maybe 4 inches. You can't even get that in there. It won't even fit through there, right? So you can't. This is a 2-stroke cart. The sprocket belongs out here on a 2-stroke. The way they built this, they built it for, you can get it now. You can get a 4-stroke on here, and you can get a hub and gears, but they're special. Rocket Sprocket makes a mini hub with mini sprockets that will clear all this stuff. I'm told. I don't know. I don't know. And we got a 2-stroke motor, but they don't run the Vortex engine. They all run the IAME for some reason. They're ganging up on Vortex and decide not to run it. So, what am I going to show you right now? Let me sit you down. I'm going to show you how the rotor I've currently got, let me sit you here, is not going to work with that bracket. This is a 180 millimeter rotor, right, across here, and this is the rotor that Tiffin sent me with the hub before the first of the year. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. Huh? I dialed that right in. Okay, now if we put the caliper over top of the outside diameter of the rotor, it's sitting right down on there, and you bring it over, you see, let me get my up close glass on. You guys got your glasses? Put your glasses on, your up close glasses. I'm going to bring you in. Come on over and check it out. You can see what's happening here. We're coming up short. And if we keep this square, even if we tilted it, whatever, even if it's not, we're not keeping it square. Let's go ahead and roll this one out, this bolt out just a little bit so we can see exactly what we got. You see that? So that tells me that the outside diameter of this rotor is about 10 millimeter. That's an 8 millimeter bolt, and it is right next to the hole. So that tells me the outside diameter of that rotor is 8, let's use round numbers, probably 10 millimeters outside diameter, too big. So I sent Tiffin a message through Facebook right on the phone and said, hey, do you, I don't suppose there's another alternate rotor for this cart. There's been alternate parts for everything. It seems like, with the cassettes and what have you, the hub and all that kind of thing. But to tell you the truth, it's time I just need to put my foot down, not with him, but with this go-kart. I already have to make a bracket from here up and back to put the master cylinder on, because what I've learned and what I mean by, the guy that sold me the chassis, he didn't know nothing about nothing, okay? He was just a guy who's actually the parts were his kids, his son, who's an adult, a guy, and he's not a kid. And when he got into go-karting, and he just started, figures, if I'm going to be in go-karting, I'll hustle parts and pieces. So he'd buy people's stuff, buy them out, and sell parts and stuff on the marketplace on Facebook. So I get this cart. The only way I knew it was a Neos is because the floor tray came with it, but you know, until I sent a picture of the badge down to OTK in Orlando, who's OTK, Tony Kart North America, whatever you want to call it, I didn't start getting any answers. He tells me this is a 2018 Tony Kart Neos chassis, but this kind of brake system, you see pictures of the complete system. This, the caliper with the brake lines on and everything, and I got the brake lines here too. I had to clean all, because the master cylinder was full of grunkus. I mean, it would look like dried up jelly, right? So I cleaned all this up, cleaned up the caliper, tore everything down, tore it apart, cleaned it up, lubed it, put it back together. The issue we have now with this master cylinder deal, you see what's going to happen here, right? We bolt this thing up the way it's supposed to go on, and that arm, you can't hook up a brake rod to it. Now Tiffin says, well, it's because of your spindles. No, it's not. If you are familiar with this European stuff at all, they make a different brake caliper to where it's literally like this, and the rod comes through a plastic spacer and pushes on the back of the master instead of pulling on the front on an arm, which would lower this all down much lower. So this cart, after 2018, must have came with a different setup, a different brake setup. This must be for the older or the newer model, later model, and the early model must have had, I don't know, whatever brakes. I mean, a lot of these companies will do that, especially when their Tony Kart is popping out 5 other branded chassis from the same factory, which means they're all basically the same. Maybe they use one brand is using a thinner wall tubing here, or a little something different there, but it's all hit or miss, you know, when you get right down to it. Can we make that work? Yeah, we're gonna make a bracket. We're gonna bolt a bracket onto here that brings these 2 holes up and back, so it'll be here. No problem getting a brake rod to it, and everything's good. We got to keep it in, make sure we're keeping it in line with the pedal. And that's nothing. That won't. And you know what? Other than this bracket is nicer because it's chrome, it literally wouldn't take us but a couple out by hand. Wouldn't take us more than an hour or so to have this thing bolted up. You know what I mean? Cut out, sanded, filed, drilled, counterboard, the whole 9 yards. So I think we're probably just gonna go with making our own brackets. Tomorrow's Thursday, so we're still early in the week. Little Braden is coming. I got to go pick him up on Friday. He's coming over to sit in the seat in the cart. We need to open this up a little bit, get him up here, find out where his feet sit. We're going to make him. We're going to make our own heel stop, because I'm over it, man. You know what I mean? I'm not spending $85, $95, $105, $205. I ain't spending that kind of money on a factory cart, a Tony Kart factory piece, when I can make it myself. I wanted it all to be OEM. I wanted him to go to the racetrack with a brand new go-kart with all new parts and pieces on it that were all OTK for him, not for me. I could have made most of this stuff myself. You know, we make our own spindles for the lay-down carts and stuff. So we could have went that way, but I don't want any little kids or people to say, oh, well, what is this? What kind of rigmarole is this? This isn't Tony. This part isn't Tony Kart. You know, blah blah blah. They're not going to know with these little brackets. I mean, if they get in and start nitpicking stuff around, I'll be putting my foot in people's asses at the racetrack. I don't care. Again, he just turned 11, so he's got this year and next year in this kart. As soon as he's a junior, we're done with the sprint track, and we'll be going out to, you know, he'll be road racing. He'll be a junior 206 kid, and you know, I've been with my back being as botched up as it is with the screws and the rods and stuff. I can get in the laydown kart and drive it. Driving it, getting in is kind of driving it is therapeutic. It feels so good. All the vibration and the heat that it creates makes it feel real good. Climbing back out of it, like I've said before, is almost impossible because my back doesn't bend like that anymore because it's got metal holding it straight. And when you try getting up and making that stuff move the way it doesn't want to, and you do that 2 or 3 times in the morning for practice, once or twice in the afternoon for racing. At night, I was getting really bad leg spasms, muscle spasms, and nerve pain that would just light me up. And since I stopped driving the laydown and built the sprint shifter kart, I've had no leg issues at the racetrack overnight, sleeping, having any problems at all. So, knock wood. You know, we'll do what we got to do to get him on the sprint track, and that's why another reason why we picked Fremont. He's comfortable down there. He's been down around there with the DR kart, and although Lansing's pretty laid back, I mean, you can't say Lansing's not laid back. I got a feeling there's going to be less people, and we don't want to get into a whole bunch of people. You know, he doesn't need to be racing with 12, 15, 18, 25. We're not going cup karts racing, nothing like that. Nothing like that. What we're going to do for 2 years is get a language, get faster, and birthday-wise, he has a couple of birthdays, and we're off to the road races for the weekend, and we won't be doing the short track stuff anymore. So just thought I'd let you know. Now